So hi everyone, I hope I'm perfectly audible and we can start with today's session now. Uh, today is 22nd of June 2026 and we'll start with the first news headline for the day. And this is this is not something which would like to see more often on the first page. But it's a ammonia leak case from Tamil Nadu where two people have lost their life. So there is no academic relevance of this particular news item. So we won't be discussing it in detail. Now moving on to the next important news item that we have to discuss in detail. So let's start with that particular news headline for the day. So this is again. So we know this that the in 2026 NEET has been conducted twice. The so-called the first attempt was made on 3rd of May 2026. But again, thanks to all the ill arrangement that were being made by the Ministry of Education, the first edition got leaked, and the government of India confirmed the same on 22nd of 22nd. The government of India confirmed same on 12th of May 2026, and after a lot of chaos, finally the Ministry of Education confirmed that the re-NEET will take place on 21st of June 2026. So yesterday re-NEET took place, and a lot of chaos around re-NEET is also taking place. किसी बच्चे का जो टेस्ट सेंटर था वो अबू धाबी में एलोकेट कर दिया गया, और इसके अलावा टेलीग्राम को ब्लॉक करना. सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स वर टेकिंग प्लेस, बट keeping all those things aside, finally re-NEET was conducted successfully across 5,440 centers across India, and this is a kind of a win-win situation for both National Testing Agency, which is headed by IAS officer Abhishek Singh, and also for the Ministry of Education, which is headed by Dharmendra Pradhan, because these two individuals were under a lot of scrutiny because of the recent mishaps which were taking place under their respective domain, right? So these are the two news items which are extremely relevant. Now finally re-NEET was conducted successfully on 21st of June, which was also the International Yoga Day. Now these are two news pieces which are extremely relevant for your examination given the context. And also today we have a quiz on World Wetlands Day 2026, where we'll be solving more than 10 questions just to cover the entire topic in detail. And also remember one thing: tomorrow we have a quiz on Shanti Act 2025, which was passed in the month of December 2025, right? So let's start with the first one. India US interim trade deal needs final touches. It was confirmed by Jamison Gore, who is US trade representative. Now finally, students, now there is not a lot of things to discuss in this, but again, there are certain things which are relevant. So the first one is that for a very long period of time, India India is discussing a trade deal with the United States of America. Now, students, when we are talking about this free trade deal, there were a lot of hindrances in this trade deal, and one of the main hindrances was unilateral tariffs. अब यूनिलैटरल टैरिफ्स में तो इतना रिलेवेंस बचा नहीं, क्योंकि इनको पहले तो यूएस सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो 25% टैरिफ्स इंपोज किए थे, इनको 20th of February 2026 को इनवैलिड डिक्लेयर कर दिया. फिर जो एडिशनल 10% टैरिफ इंपोज किए थे उसे इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ ट्रेड ने इनवैलिड डिक्लेयर कर दिया, राइट? तो अब यूनिलैटरल टैरिफ तो रीजन बचे नहीं. अब लास्टली क्या हुआ लेटली, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका ने सेक्शन 301 ऑफ ट्रेड एक्ट 1974 का यूज करके they have initiated an inquiry against India. And on what grounds this inquiry was initiated against India? There were certain allegations on multiple countries, and India was one of them. And these allegations were that basically जो हम goods and services produce कर रहे हैं और उन्हें हम यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका में एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, उन गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज को मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए वी आर यूजिंग child labor. And India was not the only country against whom this particular investigation was initiated. China was also there, Bangladesh was also there. So there were multiple countries against whom this particular inquiry was initiated. Now, in the on the behest of all the things, on the now given the background of all these things, a trade deal with United States of America is very important. Now India wants to protect its agriculture domain. इंडिया अपने कंट्री के जो फार्मर्स हैं उनको प्रोटेक्ट करना चाह रहा है. इंडिया डज नॉट वांट टू ओपन इट्स एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर for India does not want to open its agriculture sector for the US producers, right? So that is one important aspect where a lot of debate and negotiations are taking place, and so that remains one valid point. Now moving on to the next important news piece that we have to discuss. So this is entirely about that. You will see the reference of section 301 is also given here, right? 12.5% का tariff. United States of America is thinking to impose a tariff of 12.5% on India for violating Section 301 of Trades Act 1974. अब स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर तीन अलग अलग चीज़ें आप लोग को याद रखनी है. पहले यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका ने 25% टैरिफ इम्पोज किया, प्लस 25% टैरिफ punitive tariff imposed किया because of the reasons that we used to buy a lot of crude oil from Russia. So United States of America gave a reason that India is one of the main financiers of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Then additional 10% tariffs were imposed on 24th of February 2026, and these tariffs were imposed on almost all of the countries. Then finally, when these tariffs were declared as unconstitutional or invalid, finally they are trying to impose more tariffs on India by using सेक्शन 301 ऑफ ट्रेड्स एक्ट 1974 कि हम अपने कंट्री में जो गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं, जिनको हम यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका में एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, वी आर यूजिंग child and forced labor to manufacture those goods and services. Now, chance to turn over a new leaf with Iran, says JD Vance. So finally, on 21st of June 2026, leaders from Iran and United States of America have finally signed a MOU in Switzerland. So this is a win-win situation for both the countries. For Iran, this is a greater win as compared to United States of America, because in United States of America we have midterm elections. So there was a lot of pressure on United States of America to sign this particular deal. Now for Iran, why this particular situation is or why this particular memorandum of understanding is a win-win situation for Iran, because उन पर अभी तक जो primary and secondary sanctions which were imposed on United States on Iran, these sanctions are lifted by United States of America. Now we know this Iran is trying to develop a nuclear weapon for a very long period of time, and they are not successful in doing that, right? So finally, after this memorandum of understanding was signed, it has been ensured, or it has been assured, the assurance was given from the diplomats of Iran that they will not develop a nuclear weapon, and also they will stop enriching uranium. And International Atomic Energy Agency will help Iran to, डाउनग्रेड देयर इनरिच्ड यूरेनियम, राइट? सो इनके पास में ऑलरेडी 450 kg तक का यूरेनियम है, जिनको इन्होंने 60% इनरिच कर रखा है, एंड वी नीड 90% इनरिच्ड वेपन ग्रेड यूरेनियम. 90% अगर uranium enrich हो जाता है, at that very moment it become weapon grade uranium, right? So this is the second news item which is extremely relevant for your examination. Now moving on to the next important point. So Iran's president Masoud Pezeshkian said that and these kind of a statement makes things quite dicey for this entire peace negotiation, that Iran's president Masoud Pezeshkian said that Iran will maintain its right to have a nuclear program. Now we will see that whether they will develop a nuclear weapon or not, that's the other thing, but they have said that Iran maintains an absolute right to have a nuclear program, and United States of America has been quite skeptical about this for a very long period of time, and they don't want Iran to develop a nuclear weapon, right? So on that note, we can start with the next important news headline that we have with us. और आज हम थोड़ा सा इंटरनेशनल योगा डे के बारे में भी डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, बिकॉज यस्टरडे वी सेलिब्रेटेड इंटरनेशनल योगा डे, राइट? सो वो ऑटोमेटिकली हमारे लिए थोड़ा सा रेलेवेंट हो जाता है, तो उसके बारे में भी हम थोड़ा सा डिस्कशन कर लेंगे। Now these are all state news that not that relevant. Nagaland mein there was a problem. So on 21st of January every year, on 21st of June every year we celebrate International Yoga Day. But there was some issue in Nagaland. There were a lot of protests from the student organization. Because of that, the celebration of entire International Yoga Day was postponed on 22nd of June. तो आज नागालैंड में होगा अभी celebration. नागालैंड से related एक और important न्यूज़ ये है कि the schools of Central Board of Secondary Education have asserted that it is not possible, it is quite difficult for them to adopt a three language policy in specifically in Nagaland, because it is not practical for them to have it at this point of time, right? Now moving on to the next point. So again, all those news related to the defection, anti-defection ki Shiv Sena Uddhav Bala Sahab Thackeray says 6 MPs are defecting to National Democratic Alliance, right? So not that relevant. Now now this is something which is not getting a lot of attention, but it should get a lot of attention. And this is basically about uh, a recent scam which was identified in the development or in the construction of the Ram Temple. वहाँ पे जो भी गोल्ड, सिल्वर और कैश लोगों ने कंट्रीब्यूट किया था वाइल दिस पर्टिकुलर टेम्पल वाज बीइंग डेवलप्ड, उसमें अभी थोड़ा सा अभी स्कैम का अभी एक मेजर हाईलाइट है। अभी इसको लेकर के एक एसआईटी हैज बीन ऑलरेडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड, so that remains a point of discussion that what will happen after this particular SIT has been constituted. But let's wait and watch what will happen. Now moving on to the next point. Now so we know this on 27th of January 2026, India signed a free trade agreement with European Union. And this particular trade agreement, free trade agreement was termed as mother of all trade deals. And this particular agreement was signed on the next day of the Republic Day. Now, this agreement is signed, and why this particular agreement has been termed as mother of all trade deals? Because European Union is a block of 27 कंट्रीज। और ब्रेग्जिट के बाद यूनाइटेड किंगडम यूरोपियन यूनियन से अलग हो गया था, बट उनके साथ जो हमने फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट साइन किया था यूनाइटेड किंगडम के साथ, दैट फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट विल बी इन्फोर्स्ड ऑन, will be implemented from 15th of July. So this particular agreement which was signed on 27th of January this year, this particular agreement will be completed or will be signed by European Union by the end of December 2026. And this man, Piyush Goyal, he has done a lot of hard work to sign all these free trade agreement. He has done a lot of rigorous negotiations with multiple countries to sign this free trade agreement, and he is also a chartered accountant, right? So that's why you need to have like domain specific people to in their respective ministry, right? So this is something which is again a very relevant thing, and we have already discussed that why this particular uh, uh, you know a free trade agreement is extremely important, because this free trade agreement is between European Union and India, which represent approximately 25% of the global GDP. It represents approximately 25% of the global GDP, and also it represents one third. It represents one third of the international It represents one third of international trade, right? So all these reasons are relevant, are important, that why this particular trade deal that we have signed with European Union is extremely relevant for India. So this is one aspect of this particular trade deal. Now moving on to the next point. So abhi कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं जंतर मंतर पे, एंड दे आर बेसिकली डिमांडिंग द रेजिग्नेशन. अभी इनका एक डिमांड तो बहुत क्लियर है. पहला डिमांड ये है कि धर्मेंद्र प्रधान इस्तीफा दो. They are demanding the resignation of the Honorable Education Minister of India. सेकेंड वन इज कि रीनीट के अनाउंसमेंट के बाद जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स ने सुसाइड किया है, दे आर डिमांडिंग अ कॉम्पनसेशन ऑफ ₹1 crore फॉर ऑल दोज students who have lost their life because of the extreme pressure of re-NEET 2026, right? So these are the basically two demands of Cockroach Janata Party at this point of time. And I don't know why this particular political party remains so relevant. I mean, I had no hard feelings for Cockroach Janata Party, but I mean, they are not getting that much of attention that they should get. With two more MPs, Shinde says Operation Tiger wins now. So now this is something which makes it more interesting. That National Democratic Alliance की का एक faction है, शिवसेना, एकनाथ शिंदे faction. So basically क्या हुआ था कि like before 5-6 years, Shiv Sena was divided into two factions. One was under uh, Uddhav Thackeray, and the other one was under the Eknath Shinde, the current Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. अब ऑपरेशन टाइगर के अंडर में हुआ क्या है कि 6 MPs out of 9, they have declared themselves as a separate group defecting from Shiv Sena, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray. So in last 10 days, भारतीय जनता पार्टी और नेशनल डेमोक्रेटिक अलायंस हैव इंश्योर्ड कि उनका स्ट्रेंथ जो लोकसभा में है, इट हैज इंक्रीज बाय 26 MPs. 20 MPs from Trinamool Congress, 6 MPs from Shiv Sena, Uddhav Bala Sahab Thackeray faction. And students, why these cases are so relevant? Because there are rumors in the corridors that Bharatiya Janata Party or National Democratic Alliance will again bring 131st Constitutional Amendment Bill 2026 and the Delimitation Bill 2026 again in the monsoon session. लास्ट टाइम पास नहीं हो पाया था क्योंकि उनके पास में सफिशिएंट नंबर नहीं थे लोकसभा में. अब with more MPs defecting from their parent party to National Democratic Alliance, there are chances that National Democratic Alliance will have that magical number where they can easily pass the test of the House with 2/3 majority, और वो 131st Constitutional Amendment Bill along with the Delimitation Bill 2026 उसको वो लोकसभा से पास करवा ले जाएंगे, right? Now moving on to the next point. अब Trinamool Congress is तो under a lot of scrutiny and they are facing a lot of problem. I don't know how they will overcome from all these issues that are being faced by them. But again, this is something which we should know, that these are the things that are being faced by Trinamool Congress. Now, yoga has become world's largest celebration, said by the Prime Minister of our country, Mr. Narendra Modi. So we know this. Yesterday we celebrated International Yoga Day. Now, International Yoga Day. So we celebrate International Yoga Day every year on 21st of June. And United Nations designated 21st June as International Yoga Day in 2014. Right? United Nations designated International Yoga Day or 21st June as International Yoga Day on in 2014. Now, theme of 2026 is also very relevant. Yoga for healthy aging. तो दैट इज वन इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ना कि योगा से जो एजिंग होती है वो थोड़ा सा डिले हो जाती है, राइट? सो योगा फॉर हेल्दी एजिंग, दिस वाज द थीम फॉर द 2026 इंटरनेशनल योगा डे. अब हर बार इंटरनेशनल योगा डे पे कोई ना कोई गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बनता है, राइट? कोई ना कोई हम मेजर सेलिब्रेशन इसका करते हैं. एंड दिस वाज द 12th इंटरनेशनल योगा डे, राइट, which was observed globally. 12th day, 12th International Yoga Day, which was observed globally. Now, when this particular resolution was presented in 2014, it was approved by more than one. It was approved by 177 countries. तो अभी इसका जो कल है वो आप देख सकते हैं. The Prime Minister is also participating in the International Yoga Day. He was there in Kolkata to participate in this summit, and that's the that's one important aspect of Bharatiya Janata Party, कि जहाँ पर इनको बहुत डेस्परेट होते हैं गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म करने को लेकर के, अगर वहाँ पर इनकी एक बार गवर्नमेंट आ जाती है तो वहाँ पर ये पूरा अटेंशन देते हैं, राइट? सो नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. So it's all about International Yoga Day. Different ministers are participating or celebrating International Yoga Day. Here we can see External Affairs Minister is participating in International Yoga Day. The celebration was conducted in New Delhi. Then now we are moving into the editorial section, right? अब editorial section में the first one is related to the junk food and the advertising. So this is actually not that much relevant for your examination. कि ultra processed food का क्या impact होता है, all those things are extremely irrelevant for your examination. Now the second point is, or the the this particular column is extremely relevant, and it talks about the relevance of Strait of Hormuz, and India should reduce its dependency on Strait of Hormuz. So we know this, and why there are mainly two reasons, because Strait of Hormuz is a very sensitive and war prone area. So just like these countries, these Gulf nations, they are, they are thinking to build a lot of, uh, pipelines and gas pipelines and road infrastructure to reduce their dependence on Strait of Hormuz. India should do the same thing, because recently, जब इंडिया की इंडियन बाउंड एक शिप था, जिस पर सॉरी चाइना बाउंड एक शिप था जिस पर अटैक हुआ एंड 3 individuals lost their lives. So after that, India should ensure that we have a lot of alternatives for the Strait of Hormuz. And let's understand, these Middle Eastern or these Gulf nations are not the only bloc जो बहुत ज़्यादा crude oil produce करते हैं, right? There are multiple countries all around the world which are producing a lot of crude oil. So India should have an alternative. And why these alternatives are important? Because Strait of Hormuz में कभी भी situation sensitive हो सकती है. अभी जो पूरा का पूरा ईरान US पीस डील था, उसका एक प्राइमरी बेसिस या प्राइमरी बेसिस कह लीजिए क्या था, that Iran will never have a nuclear program. Now finally their president have said that Iran has the right to have a nuclear program. Whether they will develop nuclear or whether they will enrich uranium or not, that's a secondary thing. But Iran always have the right to develop a nuclear program, right? So that's second important thing. Now India used to import a lot of crude oil from Russia, but because of all these unilateral sanctions by United States of America, we have reduced our reliance on Russian crude oil. Now for the last 2-3 months, we have again increased the total import of Russian crude oil, but again it is not happening, or it will not happen for a very long period of time, as the situation is very clear कि अगर हम करेंगे तो यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका हम पे यूनिलैटरल सैंक्शंस लगाएगा, और अगर हम पे यूनिलैटरल सैंक्शंस लगते हैं, देन वी वोंट बी इन अ सिचुएशन टू uh, have a trade deal with United States of America. So this is a changed reality which India should accept, and India should move ahead with this reality, and they should basically reduce their reliance on Strait of Hormuz. Right now, Britain after Brexit, divided, uncertain, and stagnant. So now, after there is we are, or Brexit is a phenomenon. क्या था Brexit? So UK, United Kingdom, became the first country to leave European Union in 2020. So before that, a lot of debate took place कि कब ये leave करेंगे. But finally, on 31st of January 2020, United Kingdom officially left European Union. When United Kingdom left, उस time, before United Kingdom left, there were 28 member nations of European Union, and after United Kingdom left, there are only 27 countries जो अभी member हैं किसकी, European Union की, right? Now moving on to the next point. So we know this, at this point of time, there is a political turmoil in United Kingdom, and this political turmoil is basically affecting the current Prime Minister of uh, ग्रेट ब्रिटेन, विच इज कैर स्टामर. उनका उनके पार्टी के ही अंदर ही बहुत ज़्यादा अभी ऑपोजिशन चल रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द मल्टीपल पॉलिसीज. एंड द सेकेंड वन इज यूनाइटेड किंगडम ज्वाइंट this group in 1973, right? So Britain after Brexit, divided, uncertain, and stagnant. And after all these recent report where it was identified that a lot of English women are facing the serious issues, or facing a situation where a lot of Pakistani origin men are raping them, and there are more than 100 or 200,000 such cases, right? So after that, there is a sort of instability in United Kingdom, and to avoid this instability, a lot of corrective measures are also being taken, but nothing is working for Cat Stammer at this point of time. Brexit was always a trade-off in a quest by some to acquire more control over trade regulations. So Brexit is actually not working because the entire idea of Brexit was ki why they brought Brexit. They followed Brexit. United Kingdom followed Brexit because of one important reason, and the reason was कि अगर हम Brexit follow कर लेंगे तो हमें जो पूरे रीजन का या जो हमें पूरे ब्लॉक का जो एक कॉमन पॉलिसी मेकिंग है उसे हमें फॉलो नहीं करना पड़ेगा. वी कैन हैव आवर ओन इंडिपेंडेंट पॉलिसी मेकिंग, राइट? So that was one of the important aspect that why United Kingdom decided that they will not or they will not continue with the membership of the European Union. But for a very long period of time, it has been hurting United Kingdom, right? Their economy has also gone down, and the petty offenses have also increased in United Kingdom, right? So because of all those reasons, United Kingdom is very fragile, very sensitive at this point of time, and leaving European Union has not served their purpose. अब इसमें आप देखेंगे कि आप बहुत सारे और भी चीज़ें, अगर आप इसमें सब्सटैंशियल या जो कनेक्टेड टॉपिक्स हैं उनको आपको एकदम भी देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं, बिकॉज ब्रेग्जिट आज के 6 साल पहले हो चुका है. स्टैटिक में इसका कोई रेलेवेंस नहीं है, करंट इंफॉर्मेशन में भी इसका कोई इतना खास रेलेवेंस नहीं है, क्योंकि इतना कुछ स्पेसिफिक अभी ग्रेट ब्रिटेन से लेकर के हुआ नहीं है. नाउ वी नो दिस ऑन लास्ट फ्राइडे the Honorable Supreme Court of India has said something very interesting. And what was that? That right to walk on footpath is a fundamental right. Right to walk is on footpath is a fundamental right. And this particular uh, observation of was made in the case of Maniar Ilyas Sheikh Riaz versus P. Ayappan. Now, this was a case where, a father was walking with his son, a 5-year-old kid, और उस टाइम पर एक ट्रक आ जाता है फुटपाथ पे, और उसमें एक एक्सीडेंट में उसके बेटे की जान चली जाती है. 5-year-old kid lost its life while he was walking, lost his life while he was walking on the footpath. Now the Supreme Court of India have said it absolutely clearly, has made it absolutely clear that footpath are meant for walking. Footpath are not meant for driving. Footpath are meant for walking. Second important observation, that the Supreme Court has also recognized that the Motor Vehicles Act 1988 should recognize this specific right. Motor Vehicles Act 1988 should recognize this right of the individuals to walk on the footpaths, right? So these are the two important observations of the Supreme Court of India. The same observation was asserted under Article 19(1)(a), सी एंड डी, राइट, कि जो पब्लिक प्लेसेस होते हैं उनका फ्री एक्सेस होना चाहिए इंडिविजुअल्स को, एंड इट इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द स्टेट टू इंश्योर दैट द पीपल ऑफ दिस कंट्री और द सिटीजन्स ऑफ आवर कंट्री दे हैव द फ्री एक्सेस टू द पब्लिc pathways, right? Now the Supreme Court of India has also said, and it is quite relevant to have certain changes at this point of time in Motor Vehicles Act 1988, right? Because see, this is roads are for driving, footpaths are for walking. This is a no brainer, right? और अगर वहां पर भी कुछ हो जा रहा है, then the state will provide some sort of compensation, and in the current case the Supreme Court of India allowed a compensation of rupees 11 lakh, right? 11,48,000 का ऑलमोस्ट कॉम्पनसेशन अलाउ किया था. नाउ इन द नेक्स्ट पार्ट और इन द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज आइटम, एफएमसीजी. नाउ soldiers in Lebanon free to take action if under threat. So while these negotiations are taking place between Iran and United States of America, Israel is absolutely, so Israel is basically that rogue nation जो अभी उसका जो मन कर रहा है वो कर रहा है. So अब Iran is demanding for a very long period of time that if you expect a trade or a peace deal from us, then Israel has to stop bombing southern Lebanon. And we know the reason why Iran wants to stop this entire conflict in southern Lebanon, because Hezbollah mainly operates from southern Lebanon, and Hezbollah is one of the main proxies of Iran, जिसको पूरा फाइनेंस और कौन करता है, ईरान करता है, राइट? So, and one of the main points of this memorandum of understanding is that Israel will stop bombing southern Lebanon. Now, Israel have made it absolutely clear that this is our domestic issue. This is something which is relevant for the national security of Israel. So, when it comes to the national security of Israel, no other country should tell Israel what to do. So finally they have said कि अगर सदर्न लेबनन में किसी भी इजरायली सोल्जर्स को, इजरायली सोल्जर को लगता है that their life is under threat or they are any sort of threat, then they are free to take any sort of actions. हर दिन ऑन एन एवरेज 5 6 10 20 कभी 40 50 100 इस तरीके से लोग लेबनन में मर रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दीज स्ट्राइक्स बीइंग कंडक्टेड बाय Israel, right? So let's hope that United States of America will convince Israel to stop bombing southern Lebanon, because अगर वो southern Lebanon को bomb करना नहीं रोकते हैं, then this entire peace deal might be sabotaged. 10 years on, Brexit continues to divide Britain and casts a pall over its economy. So I have already told you that finally in 2020 they left European Union, but for last one decade, since 2016 they were they because once you try to leave a particular group, there is there is a long formality. So this entire formality began with the referendum, and after that this referendum was concluded. फिर यूरोपियन यूनियन में पूरा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पूरा प्रोसेसिंग होने के बाद में फाइनली on 31st of January 2020 they left European Union, right? And after they left European Union, the economy is not performing well. Boris Johnson हो, फिर कैर स्टैमर हो, फिर ऋषि सुनाक हो, और बहुत सारे चेंजेस हुए लास्ट 6 years में. 3 new prime ministers, right? So और नहीं एक फीमेल प्राइम मिनिस्टर भी थी शायद, मुझे उनका नाम नहीं याद आ रहा. सो 4 different prime ministers in a very short span of time, right? So this actually tells you कि how unstable United Kingdom is at this point of time. Now in the sports section again, as usual we have nothing relevant in the sports section. Now coming back to this quiz that we have to solve, and it is related to the World Wetlands Day. 2026. So let's start with the first one. What is the official global campaign theme designated for World Wetlands Day 2026? Wetland Action for People and Nature, Wetlands and Traditional Knowledge Celebrating Cultural Heritage, Wetlands and Climate Change and Ecological Balance, Wise Use of Free Flowing Water Ecosystems. What is the theme or campaign theme of World Wetlands Day 2026? So for question number one, students, the correct option is option B. This was the official global campaign theme of World Wetlands Day 2026, Wetlands and Traditional Knowledge Celebrating Cultural Heritage. Right? We know we celebrate World Wetland Day every year on 2nd of February. Now, in which year was World Wetlands Day celebrated for the very first time before eventually being established as an official United Nations International Day in 2022? Right. So, in which year it was celebrated for the first time? In which year? 1971, 1982, 1997, or 2015. So, for the first time, World Wetlands Day was celebrated in 1997. World Wetlands Day was for the first time was celebrated in 1997 और 2022 में यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने ऑफिशियली डेजिग्नेट कर दिया था 2 फेब को एज अ वर्ल्ड वेटलैंड्स डे राइट नाउ विल मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. India currently holds the third position globally for the highest number of designated Ramsar sites. Which country ranks first in the world with 176 designated sites? United Kingdom, Mexico, Iran, or Canada? Which country has the most number of, world wetlands at or Ramsar sites at this point of time? Which country has the most number of world wetland और रामसर साइट्स क्योंकि वर्ल्ड वेटलैंड्स डे के मतलब वेटलैंड्स को जो प्रोटेक्टेड साइट होते हैं उनको रामसर साइट बोला जाता है. रामसर साइट्स क्यों बोला जाता है? बिकॉज 1971 में जब रामसर कन्वेंशन साइन हुआ था, दिस कन्वेंशन वाज साइंड इन द रामसर सिटी ऑफ ईरान, इसीलिए इसको हम रामसर साइट्स बोलते हैं. किस कंट्री के पास में 176 सबसे ज्यादा रामसर साइट्स? यूनाइटेड किंगडम, मेक्सिको, ईरान और कनाडा. So for question number 3, the correct option is option A. United Kingdom has the most number of designated Ramsar sites. Now question number 4. Under the official definitions framework of the Ramsar Convention, wetlands can encompass marine water areas provided that their total depth at low tide does not exceed which of the following threshold. अब आपको ये बताना है कि as per the Ramsar Convention, what is that eligibility criteria जो किसी भी पर्टिकुलर वेटलैंड को एक रामसार साइट डिक्लेयर करने में हेल्प करता है. ठीक है, 3 मीटर्स, 6 मीटर्स, 9 मीटर या 12 मीटर्स. कि लो टाइड में, जो लो टाइड में उनका टोटल डेप्थ है वो किससे कम, कितना कम मतलब इस पर्टिकुलर थ्रेशोल्ड से कम नहीं होना चाहिए. 3 मीटर्स, 6 मीटर्स, 9 मीटर्स और 12 मीटर्स. व्हाट इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन फॉर क्वेश्चन नंबर? Right. So moving on to the next point. So for question number 4, students, the correct option is option B, 6 meters. Right. So this is the minimum threshold. Right. कि अगर 6 लो टाइड में अगर 6 मीटर से ज्यादा एक्सीड नहीं करता, then it would be considered as a part of Ramsar site. It will be considered as a Ramsar site. While India's first two designated wetlands were recognized under the Ramsar framework in 1981, in which year did India formally ratify or became a signatory to the convention? 1971, 1975, 1981, or 1982? In which year India formally ratified the Ramsar convention? Right? In which year we ratified this convention? Anyone who'd like to answer the question? So for question number 5, the correct option is option D, 1982. In 1982, we officially formalized or we officially ratified Ramsar Convention. So for question number 5, the correct option is option D, 1982. Now we'll move to question number 6. As of June 2026, what is the total number of officially designated Ramsar sites situated across the various states and UTs of India? 26, 75, 98 or 100? Now, with reference to India, it is actually relevant कि हमारे country में total अभी Ramsar sites कितना है? Question number 6. 26, 75, 98 और 100. Across 28 states, 8 UTs, हमारे country में total कितनी sites हैं? So we have total 100 Ramsar sites in India as of now. Now moving on to the next point, अभी recent दो edition और हुए हैं, right? Which Indian state boasts the highest number of designated Ramsar sites as of June 2026, containing a total of 20 sites? उत्तर प्रदेश, तमिलनाडु, वेस्ट बंगाल, उड़ीसा. It's a very easy question. जितने भी लोगों ने ये टॉपिक कंप्लीट किया होगा उनको पता होगा that which state in India has the most number of Ramsar sites? उत्तर प्रदेश, तमिलनाडु, वेस्ट बंगाल और उड़ीसा. So for question number 7, students, the correct option is option B. Tamil Nadu has the most number of designated Ramsar sites and the sites are 22. Overall India में 100 sites हैं. 100 में से जो 20% sites हैं, 20 sites हैं वो तमिलनाडु में, और पूरे वर्ल्ड में सबसे ज़्यादा sites यूनाइटेड किंगडम में 176 के आसपास में, covering an extensive ecological area of 4,230 square kilometers. Which of the following is the largest designated Ramsar site in India? Sundarban wetland, Chilika Lake, Vembanand coal wetland, Hirakud reservoir. So which is the largest in with reference to area, which is the largest Ramsar site of India? Which is the largest Ramsar site of India? Which is the largest Ramsar site of India? So for question number 8, students, the correct option is option A. Sundarban Delta is the largest wetland of India, and it has a total area of 4,230 square kilometer. Now located in Himachal Pradesh, which of the following is recorded as the smallest designated Ramsar site in India, spanning an area of just 0.2 square kilometers? Vembanur Wetland Complex, Renuka Lake, Chandratal Wetland, or Asan Conservation Reserve? Which is the correct option for question number 1, question number 9? So in question number 8, we see we have witnessed, we discussed about the largest wetland of India. In question number 9, basically, students, we are discussing about the smallest wetland in India. So anyone, what is the correct option for question number 1? Which is the smallest Ramsar site of India with a total area of 0.2 square kilometer? So for question number 9, student, the correct option is option B, Renuka Lake. Now question number 10. The Montrex record, which acts as a register of Ramsar sites facing immediate ecological threats due to human activities or pollution, was established in 1990 at COP4, held in which country? Iran, India, Switzerland, United Kingdom. So there is a Montrex record as well. So along with the Ramsar Convention, there is a Montrex record. A Montrex record kya? Montrex record is basically a registry of those wetlands which are basically facing an imminent इकोलॉजिकल थ्रेट ड्यू टू ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन और पोल्यूशन. अब जो मॉन्ट्रेक्स रिकॉर्ड था ये 1990 में एग्जिस्टेंस में आया था एट द कॉप 4. सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर कंट्री दिस कॉप 4 टुक प्लेस. ईरान, इंडिया, स्विट्जरलैंड और यूनाइटेड किंगडम. कब हुआ था 1990 में मॉन्ट्रेक्स रिकॉर्ड? एनीवन? यस, यू कैन आस्क योर डाउट प्लीज. You can ask your doubt. So COP4 took place in Switzerland in 1990. So for question number 10, the correct option is, for question number 10, the correct option is option C. Now we'll move to question number 11. There are currently only 2 Ramsar sites in India placed on the global Montrex record. One is Kyoldao, Ghana National Park in Rajasthan. Which of the following is the second site? Now there are only, we have to understand that Montrex record is basically a registry जो basically maintain करता है उन sites को जिनको eminent threat है. इंडिया में से सिर्फ अभी 2 ऐसी sites हैं जिनको Montrex record में रखा गया है. अब ये 2 sites कौन कौन सी हैं? अब ये 2 sites में से एक तो हो गया आपका क्योलादो घाना नेशनल पार्क जो राजस्थान में. दूसरी साइट कौन सी है? चिलिका लेक, दीपौर बील, बुलर लेक और लोकटक लेक. क्वेश्चन नंबर 11. क्वेश्चन नंबर 11. Which is the correct option for question number 11? So the second option is Loktak Lake, located in Manipur, is the second site from India, which has been kept under the, Montrex record. So for question number 11, the correct option is option C. Due to extensive rehabilitation and conservation efforts, which Indian wetland was successfully removed from the Montrex record in the year 2002? Kyoldeo, Ghana National Park, Loktak Lake, Chilika Lake, East Kolkata wetlands. Right. So at this point of time, there are 2, sites of India which are there in the Montrex record, but and these 2 are Loktak Lake and this क्योल हाना नेशनल पार्क। बट अभी एक और साइट थी, बस उसको 2002 में रिमूव कर दिया गया था, क्योंकि हम वी टुक इमेंस एफर्ट टू प्रिजर्व दैट साइट, टू कंजर्व दैट साइट। सो फॉर क्वेश्चन नंबर 12 स्टूडेंट्स, द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन सी, चिलिका लेक। Right, so this is all about today's analysis. Thank you so much for watching this. Now I can see the number is going down and down day by day, but I don't know, I'm giving my best. So I hope, uh, I mean, you can always drop your uh, feedback in the comment section. I'll highly appreciate that. And let's take a good care of yourself. We still have approximately, how many, approximately 170 days or 168 days before CLAT 2027. So just keep on working hard. Eventually things will work out for you. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on Tuesday, that is on 23rd of June 2026, that is tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow.